Hi everyone, whoever's here, if you can hear me. I'm gonna do a week ahead reading. Let's see what's coming for the week ahead. I hope everybody's enjoying their weekend or enjoyed their weekend. Had a good weekend. Okay, it's 8:31 p.m. here in NYC. We're currently under a weather advisory. The weather is snowing. We're expected to get some inches. Some inches. Is that a bad thing, right? Depends. Okay, let's see what comes out for the collective. But let me check the audio. Let's see. Okay, gotta lower the music too. This will let me know if everything's running smoothly. Okay, so I want to do a week ahead reading. This is for the next 7 days. It's timeless for if some people like to watch live streams later on. I don't, maybe a couple days after it posts. But let's see what comes out. So I have the What's the Gossip deck. So what does the collective need to know at this time? One card flipped over. Status upgrade. New achievements, improved social standing, lifestyle elevation, next level. That's a good thing. Let's see what else. Divine timing. That's too much. I'll take the glow up card. Somebody got glow up card. Someone's going through a glow up. Hopefully all of us are going through a glow up. Side hustle. Okay. Multiple incomes, extra earnings, financial security, always on my grind. I love this because it's like whatever you're doing, it's like everything is falling into place. Everything is aligning because status upgrade with divine timing, glow up, side hustle. So I don't know if any of you are working on a side hustle and you're waiting for some semblance that is going to be successful. It seems like things are going to be picking up within this week because this is for the next 7 days. My name is Tan. This is Artemis Oracle. This reading is for the next 7 days, wherever you are, whenever you happen to watch it. It's a timeless reading. But it seems like whenever you're watching this, whether you're watching it right now or you watch it in the future or you watched it in the past, depending on where you are in your timeline, it seems like there's a lot of good things. There's something good that's going to be happening this week that's ultimately going to be leading to something, and it's involving a side hustle. It's like if this is something that you've been putting a lot of time and effort towards, you're going to see something that's going to indicate that it's something that you should continue putting efforts towards. Because with that time, the effort, the grind mindset, making the necessary adjustments, changes, experimenting even, it's going to work out in your favor. It's even going to help improve your self-confidence too. And it doesn't necessarily have to be something that has to do with money. You know, it could simply be how you even feel about yourself, your confidence level, the way you see yourself. That could be improving this week. Either because you're being recognized for something, or there's, you know, like maybe some of you will be learning that you got a promotion this week, that the promotion that you were going for, you got it. It could also be, for some of you might be meeting somebody this week. And this person may be more, I would say, I was going to say that, it could be somebody who's not in the same level as you. They may be more successful than you in some way, but it's like you and them happen to meet at the same time. And they're going to be an integral part, maybe an integral part, maybe a supporting part. And this glow up that you're going to be experiencing, they may be helping you with whatever you're working on the side. They could be giving you ideas, advice, guidance, maybe be a mentor in some way. That may not resonate with everybody, but some of you, you're working towards something, and it could even be a personal thing. Maybe you're finally noticing, like if you've been working on your body, if you've been working on your healthcare, your self-care, you're going to start seeing the effects and the positive effects. You're going to start seeing the changes. It's a self-improvement, finding your confidence, personal transformation better than ever. Some of you may be working on like a fitness business. Maybe you're a personal trainer. Maybe your goal is to help people glow up, transform their lives, whether it's like their physical appearance, their physical health, their mental health, their confidence. Maybe you're a counselor in some way too. A coach. That might be, I don't know if that will resonate with everybody. But this seems like something very good. And this is what's the gossip deck. This deck has trashy. Oh my gosh. It says soul contracts in the bottom. So sometimes it has the word, like the cards that you don't want to see. But it says soul contracts, fated connections, karmic relationships, spiritual agreements destined to meet. And I said you might be meeting somebody who's going to be maybe integral in this. Maybe some of you are going to get the opportunity to sign some sort of contract that is going to level you up in some way. It could be a promotion. It could be something that do with your business. It could even be you meeting somebody that might help you find space related to whatever you're working towards. It could be whatever side hustle, because it says side hustle, multiple streams of income, extra earnings, financial security, always on my grind. So it could be other, it could be anything. But some sort of agreement, contract, but destined to meet. I did mention that too. Meeting someone possibly. Okay, that's good. For the next 7 days. Some of the messages may not resonate with you. Some of them will. They may not resonate with you now, but this may be some sort of confirmation that whatever you're working on, continue to put those efforts in. Don't give up, because eventually the progress, the rewards, the success, the recognition that you are hoping to achieve is possible. It's just a matter of you not giving up, remaining committed. Hi, Hera, how are you? Good evening from NYC. Okay. Ooh, this is so interesting. Commitment, oath, agreements, pledge, promise. We have the soul contracts. This is the revealing the truth deck for the next 7 days. Miss you. Whew. How are you doing? Miss you. Miss, wait, eager. Huh. Okay. For the next 7 days. That's what collective needs to know for the next 7 days, Spirit. Next 7 days, Spirit. What's the next 7 days have for the collective? Commitment, miss you. Makes me think of that song from, I miss you when the lights go out. You. Something like, oh my gosh. Oh, where are you? I think that's it. Independent is in the bottom of the deck. Free, lead, initiative. I'm thinking about the cards that already came out in the first reading I did with the What's the Gossip deck. And I see commitment, miss you, reconcile. I feel like if this is connected to what I was talking about before, it could be about someone who may be There may be somebody seeing you glow up. Maybe you've been so very much focused on whatever you've been working on, whatever you've been putting a lot of your time and energy towards, that someone is going to miss you. Someone may be returning. It could be somebody who may be maybe seeing this on the sidelines, because if you look at the glow up card, it shows like these two different people. I don't know, like this is not a glow. You see, these look like two different people. This doesn't look like the same woman. You know, sometimes a glow up can be like that, where you transform and you don't look like yourself again. But this is like two different people. And the way this looks is like, I know this is a mirror, but it does look like someone who is watching you on the sidelines. It's a totally different person. So someone may be looking at you totally different than they have in the past. The word that came to my mind is respect. Someone has come to respect you. Because they see how much effort that you've been, how focused you have been. And they probably find that very attractive. You know, to see someone, you know, not everybody likes seeing a woman independent, like seeing a woman be successful and, you know, make a lot of progress. But some men do like that if you're feminine energy, and vice versa. Like, I know I like the successful men. I like successful men. Like men who do their thing, you know. So I can imagine, regardless of, you know, your gender identity, it's just someone who sees you as someone who's independent, who doesn't give up. You're persevering. And they may be looking at you differently. They may not have thought you were like that, or may not have seen you in that way. But if this is someone returning, they miss you. They may have not wanted to commit to you in the past, but they may want to commit to you now, because we have the commitment card coming up with oath, agreement, pledge, promise, with miss you, wait eager, wait eager. And miss you came out under divine timing. So someone may be waiting for the right time to come forward, to communicate, to express their emotions, express their longing for you, because when someone misses you, they long for you, you know, and may want to reconcile, you know, repair, cure, understanding, concession. Sometimes we don't, like, this could be, you know what came to my mind? Sometimes when you're hyper focused on whatever it is that you're working on, some people may feel neglected. They may not understand, why are you so focused on all these other things and you're not giving me intention? Why you're not giving me, you know, what I need? I feel neglected, and that could have caused some sort of rift between you and this person. You know, but I think that seeing now, that understanding, seeing that whatever you were doing, you had a purpose, and you're finally achieving that goal by having some sort of glow up, some sort of status upgrade, you know. And maybe the person is having that understanding of, okay, I can understand why they weren't giving me enough attention, because they were so much focused on their finances, making money, taking care of their financial responsibilities, working on achieving their goals. So this person, they may have been seeing you, they have been watching you, but they may be seeing you differently. And that comes with the understanding, having an understanding of why you may not have given them the attention that they may have wanted. That may have been a cause for a disagreement, or a separation, or a breakup, whatever the case may be, an argument. You know, but they see that your independent energy, your desire to persevere, your desire to be successful, your desire to go towards your goals, with or without them, you know, may have them looking at you differently, because you were able to achieve something, and they may admire that within you. Some of them may even be shocked too. Hopefully it's not shocked because they didn't believe you could do it, because if that's the type of energy they have, then that's not the type of energy you want to welcome in, you know. Hey, how are you? Oh, perfect. This is a all signs reading, a general reading for everyone. So some of the messages may resonate and some won't. But I like this. Somebody is looking at you differently. They haven't got understanding of why you may not have been giving them the attention that they wanted. And the funny thing is, underneath is soul contract. Fated connections, karmic relationships, spiritual agreements, destined to meet. So it could be someone that you've already had, you know, if this is someone reconciling, someone that you do feel like is a soulmate to you and may have been a karmic. They probably motivated you to work further on yourself. You know, they probably taught you to focus on yourself rather than focusing on them, taking care of yourself instead of taking care of them. But now I feel like this person is like maybe having some regrets. I wanted to say massive regrets and may want to reconcile because that's depending on the energy. Because for a man to not be supportive of you and then want to come back, he will have to come with his tail between his legs, you know, because that's not good energy. But if this is someone who, you know, may have felt neglected and you had some sort of argument, disagreement, you were no contact, you broke up, they want to reconcile. They want to come back together. You know, they probably don't want you to be free because they know somebody may pick you up. They want to ride off into the sunset with you. Oh, I like this. Underneath, reflection, reference, distinguished appearance. You know, that kind of goes with reflection right here with the mirror showing up. You know, person's reflecting. Oops, I almost dropped this. Hopefully this person isn't drinking or anything. If anything, they might try to reach out to you. Drunk dial you or drunk call you or something. Okay, so that's that. I'm going to move that over here. My tea is in the way. All right. So I'm surprised that the revealing the truth deck came out with love messages. I mean, if this isn't a love message, this may be an old employer that may be reaching out to you. Because sometimes we could be working with people or companies and they liked what, you know, the way we work, our work ethic. They liked working with us, but they probably couldn't give us what we wanted. So we had to move on. But then maybe this person may be coming back and wanting to like possibly offer a new position, a new, maybe a higher position that they couldn't offer you before. And that may be where the glow up is coming to, because they're recognizing all your efforts. But, you know, I know they always have that HR thing like, oh, yeah. That happens. That happened to me. One person, I was like, you know what? The energy I was giving to you, I'm going to put it towards something else. And then it works out for you. It could be discipline. It could be self-care. It could be even focusing on your whatever side thing you're working on. Okay, let's see what else comes out. But that happened a couple years ago, you know. Sometimes we need those people to remind us who the hell we are. Because sometimes we lose our way. I wonder if that's what karmics are for. You know, they teach us, but I think they also remind us. Hopefully we help them in some way. Okay, now I'm going into a love oracle deck. I want to see what comes out for the next 7 days. The dragonfly, lighthearted, adapt, finding out and change, things coming to light and heal. I haven't used this deck in a while, so I just want to see what comes out. Oh, ascending, learning, expansion, transcending, preparing for union, new phase. Things coming to light. Things coming to light. Anything else? Anything else collectively seen for the next 7 days? Seduction, attraction, teasing, hooking up, date, temptation. saw this card. I saw the poker face card. This card wanted to come out with it too. Oh, could that make sense that it comes out together? At the bottom of the deck, we have needing time, cycles, and takes time to heal, progressing. With clock, and then we have the clock showing up with divine timing. Divine timing. And then also the soul contracts cards are destined to meet. Too. Needing time, cycles and takes time to heal, progressing. I should keep that here. Dragonfly, lighthearted and adapt. Let me see. When I'm looking at the dragonfly and the sending card, you know, if you know how dragonflies first come, they're born underwater, and then they're very aggressive. They attack, but then they attach themselves to, I don't know what this is called, but they attach themselves to this. This grows out of the water, and then it's like a transformation. It's kind of like the lotus growing out of mud and growing out of a harsh environment or a difficult environment or something like that. I'm trying to remember the exact way dragonflies evolve, but there's some sort of evolution that's coming up this week. It could be something that you're already sensing, that you're currently, it's something that you're still under the process of going through, or something that can be initiated this week. And it's, when you look at this, it says learning, expansion, transcending. Transcending is like overcoming, rising above. That's what dragonflies do in the environment that they're initially born in. When we have the new phase, this is supposed to be love, right? So there may have been a difficult situation that you and a person were going through, and I don't know how it relates to anything else, but I'm just going to read it separately and then see how it connects. A situation that you and someone had to overcome in some way, to ascend. And it was a situation that required you to look at things from a different perspective, learn from each other, and also expand your viewpoints. And if this isn't the person you're supposed to be with, this could be somebody that's going to help you towards going towards what you want. You know, basically it says preparing for union. But when I think of that, it's just like sometimes we meet people and we go through different tests and trials with them that kind of make us more aware of the areas that we need to work in our lives, so that when we do finally meet the person that we're supposed to be with, that we feel like is the right person for us, the person that we may end up spending the rest of our lives with. And some people are very lucky to experience that. They are emotionally, mentally prepared for that type of union, where they're like healthy with their mindset, they're healthy with their self-esteem, they're healthy with the way they express love, the way they communicate, the way they empathize and understand their partner, even the way they reflect. That's not the word I wanted to say. Connect. Relate. That's the word, relate. Relate to their partner. So I don't know if like in the past you've experienced these types of lusty relationships, because it says attraction, teasing, hooking up and date, third party temptation. Like you may have been dealing with people who were very tempting to you. Probably were there for a good time, not a long time. Possibly the type of relationship where you may have tried to make it into something more than it actually was, but it was just seduction. It was lust. It wasn't anything more than that. Or this could have been a type of connection where it mentions third party, but I'm not getting third party vibes from this at all. I mean, that could have been the situation that some of your relationships had to overcome. Someone trying to interfere with your relationship, trying to separate you two. And third party, I mean, it says seduction. So that implies someone like someone trying to tempt somebody into having an affair. But it could also be third party, doesn't have to be like what this card says, seduction. It could be it could be family members. It could be work. It could be other things, you know. But it could have been somebody trying to tempt somebody into having an affair. But I feel like that could be something that may happen this week. But I feel like just as long as there's honesty and openness, and that someone is keeping their oath by committing to the relationship, which is committing to having integrity, loyalty, trust, open communication, transparency, not hiding anything. You know, this might be a situation that can be overcome, especially if the person doesn't fall into temptation. But because I have poker face, taking a chance, risks and options, not showing hand, gambling, and grounding. So I don't know because women and men or binary individuals can be tempted. So someone may be thinking about it, may not be showing it, or they possibly are not reactive to it at all, actually. You know, because they're very grounded in whatever their connection is with you. Stability, security, performance, growth, and endurance. Hopefully no one hides this. If someone does this, I would want to know. I'm like, who is trying to do this? Like, stay away from them, regardless of their gender, you know? But, poker face, taking a chance. I hope this could be the person wanting your partner or you to take a chance with them. But I feel like if you are in a grounded state where you're stable, because most people, they fall into this because let's be honest, most people cheat because they feel like they're not getting the attention. They feel like they're not getting recognized. They're being neglected by their partner. Their partner is not giving them what they want. They're curious, whatever the case may be, or they're just easy, you know. So whoever you're dealing with, hopefully they're in this grounded state where this type of lusty type of energy that may be coming forward, maybe trying to interfere with your relationship, come between you and your partner. They're able to not react to that, not fall into a trap. Because sometimes people like to flirt, right? And sometimes they like to just flirt, right? But then some people like to take it a bit further to see how far it could go. You know? Especially if they think that you or whoever you're dealing with seems to be like very disciplined. And that's a word that someone mentioned, discipline. Because when you're grounded, you're grounded. You have discipline. You won't nothing like this, like temptation. You'll be impervious to it, you know. If anything, you see that so someone may be experiencing some sort of temptation this week where they may have to put up the poker face, not react to it, because someone may be trying to incite a reaction. And also someone may be trying to do something to destabilize. This is in a negative sense. But in a positive sense, this could be like you and your partner, you're transcending something in your relationship. It's transforming. You're entering a different phase. And I think it will increase intimacy between you and this person. You know? Because if you've ever been in a long-term relationship, there are phases where you don't like your person as much, you know, you don't like them so much. And then there's those times that you love them to death. Like you cannot imagine your life without them. So some of you may be overcoming some sort of issue, and then the intimacy is going to be entering a different level. I don't know if that makes sense. Only people who've been in long-term relationships know what I'm talking about. I think, because I'm going, this is what I'm getting. That's interesting. That's interesting. Hi, Brittany. How are you doing? You know, it's funny because I'm looking and then I see your name there, and then I remember the reading we had a couple, I don't know if it was like last week or something, but it reminded me about you and your partner, your current boyfriend. And it's funny, I was looking back at the reading because sometimes I go back to see like, how was I speaking? Did I make sense? Was I stupid? Did I say anything stupid? I'm okay, thank you. I'm okay. I'm over here in New York and we're having a snowstorm. So right now, I don't know if you can hear that scraping. That's the sanitation department scraping the snow in the street so that cars can drive by easily. All right, so let me see. Let me get some tattle. What tattle do I want to use? I want to use this one. I mean, it's red or white, but it's a different. It's different. Feel for cards. Thank you. Thank you. You know, it makes me feel good because when I've been reading for I started posting readings since December 2024, and then I've never really get confirmation. So sometimes I'm like, am I even reading for anybody? It's just like, am I making stuff up? You know, like, because I don't get any sort of confirmation. So when I get confirmation, that lets me know, okay, that confirms that this is something that I should continue doing. Okay. So I don't know if you've, Brittany, I don't know if you've gone back to the beginning of the live, but I did a what's the gossip reading, and then I did a revealing the truth reading, and then I just did the love reading. So I don't know how much of the reading you've seen, but so far it's like the only hiccup is like the seduction thing. But you know, seduction, we could be seductive to our partners, you know. We could tease and you know what? Now that I'm reading that, I think some of you, if some people have been in this type of these types of hookup relationships, dating relationships, some of you may be now moving away from that because you want to take more care of yourself. You know, you want to try something different, you know. And you don't want to deal with that type of energy where it's just like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So maybe some of you may be separating yourself, maybe grounding yourself and no longer entertaining people who are like fuck boy or fuck girl energy. I mean, just to say. Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, so I want to see what comes out. I saw the King of Pentacles. That's Earth sign energy. Taurus specifically. They say the kings are the fixed signs. Okay. Oh my gosh. These cards want to talk. Hello everyone, my name is Tan. This is Artemis Oracle. I'm your tarot and oracle card reader. Okay, let's see what comes out for the collective for the next 7 days. The next 7 days. Oh no, I want to take this card out. Oh, the Fool. That has to do with new beginning. taking a leap of faith. Ooh, leaving behind. I'm like leaving behind baggage, because the Fool, he only has what is necessary for him. He doesn't take, he only takes what he needs. Okay, what else? So there may be something new happening, but I don't want to like, I want to see what the cards say. I want these cards. The collective makes for the signs of the guys. These cards are a little bit hard to... Let me try a different shuffle. Ugh, that's the worst. That is the worst. So far we have the Fool, the Five of Swords with the Page of Wands, and the Knight of Pentacles. Anything else? I don't want to force it. Ooh, okay. Got Temperance at the bottom of the deck. I think sometimes we forget. Peace is boring, but peace is so nice, you know, because it's boring, yeah, but it's not stressful. You know, the exciting things, the things that thrill us can sometimes be stressful. You know, so from what I'm getting, I was trying not to connect like I wanted it to be separate, but somehow it is connecting. So like I mentioned, the Fool energy is embarking on a new journey, closing out a cycle, taking the lessons you've learned, but moving forward, but with faith, taking a leap of faith, but also having some sort of innocence, you know, because the Fool is innocent to a certain extent, but I think it has to do more so with the mindset, no longer letting like past thoughts, conflict, disagreements cloud your judgment, and instead focusing more so on the positive, like they tell us, focus on what good could happen rather than what's the worst that can happen, what's the best that can happen. Is the mindset of the Fool, you know, and you see the sun there too. So it's more like looking at the brighter side of things rather than the conflict that you may have experienced in the past. You know, people who may have been deceptive, who have done things just to get what they say is winning at all costs, even if it's at the expense of someone else's feelings, emotions, time, and energy, right? But like the Page of Wands has to do with communication, but it could also be a younger fire sign or someone who embodies that fire sign energy, who can be flirty, attractive, immature to a certain extent, and possibly very phallic focused, you know. But with the Knight of Pentacles, that is the grounding energy, you know, because the Knight of Pentacles isn't like the King of Swords. No, the Knight of Swords. Or the Knight of Wands. The King of Pentacles is someone who moves very steadily and slowly, strategically, in the sense that they don't act rashly. They take their time. They survey, evaluate things, and discern what is worthy of investing, putting their time, energy, investment, time, money, energy. That's what I call the Pentacle to me. You know, your time and your energy, your love, your presence is just as valuable as money. You know, that's our currency, our energetic currency. Our life force is our currency, you know, and some people, they like to take from us, you know, but it's like you're moving away from that, moving away from turning your back towards those types of energies that, you know, want attention, that only want to have a good time, don't want to be taking things seriously. They want to they kind of like the Peter Pan syndrome type of people, the people who don't want to grow up, the people that don't want to progress. They just focus on the good times, the pleasure, and not about so much about growth. You know, and I say that because of this. It's like I'll get what I want, not caring how it may affect other people. But then it's like with this, it's like you're turning your back against that type of energy, you know, and you're learning how to temper your emotions, your passion, you know, probably redirecting it towards things that matter most. And we tie that, like, this is grounding energy too, you know, as well. Because the temperance, the angel has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land, you know. But then what I'm saying too about the focusing, putting your focus on time and energy, is focusing on self-care, focusing on whatever you want to work on. If you're working on a side business, a side hustle, and also waiting for the right opportunity to meet the person that would match your, whatever it is you want. You want commitment. If you want commitment, love, marriage, that's possible. But sometimes we have to also outgrow this type of energy ourselves. You know, yeah, it's like fun and games until it's no longer fun and games. When feelings start to get involved, and then you want more than whatever someone can give you, you know. I speak from experience. That's why that's coming out. But in this type of energy, there can be growth, but if someone's lying to themselves, being deceptive, and just doing things because they want to win, like they want to be a conqueror, but not because they're putting sustained effort towards something, which the Knight of Pentacles does, is sustained energy, focused energy, patient, disciplined energy, grounded energy, not affected by lust or seduction, you know, because seduction, if you look at it in the worst sense, it's this type of energy, the Page of Wands, you know. It's thinking about pleasure. No longer being tempted by that energy. And it's funny that we have the Reconcile card coming out earlier. And also Temperance represents reconciliation. But that could be a reconciliation within yourself, you know. Because sometimes like I was saying, sometimes we get involved with certain situations, like soul contracts, karmic relationships. They teach us. And then it's like every time we go through these experiences, they teach us everything that we want and the things that we don't want. But then it gets to a point where, like I said, it's no longer fun. It's no longer fun. So then you want to move away from that because you want to go towards something that is worthy of investment, that will show potential, that will show growth, you know. But with this immature energy, it's like it could be you're outgrowing that energy yourself. I try not, when I read, I'd like to read not for the other person, but whoever may be watching, like for your personal development, for you to think about yourself, reflect on yourself and see how it resonates with you. Because that's how I would read for myself. Think about how it resonates with me. So my whole premise of doing tarot readings is more so not trying to find out what other people are doing, but find out what we can do to improve ourselves, how we can better ourselves, you know, how we can heal. We can take charge of our healing, take charge of our self-care, because that in turn is what improves other areas of our life, you know. I know it's nice to hear about someone loving you and missing you. That's great. I love that. I want to know someone misses me and loves me and wants to come back with me. But it's better if I'm returning or someone's returning with a healthier energy, but it's also what we allow back. And if we're in healthier mindsets and healthier heart spaces, then we will only allow that to enter our lives and not entertain anything that doesn't align with us, you know? So, all right, let me see what else comes out. I'm going to go into a different deck. Let's see what else comes out. So I thank you for anyone who is still watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to be here in the live and look at that. The Fool card is at the bottom of the deck again. And when oh my God, I love this. The Nine of Cups. It's like wish fulfillment. You know, that could be part of the new beginning. I want to see what's underneath the Fool. Focus, discipline, moving away from, oh Lord, I love this. I love this. There was a reason why I took this deck out. And look at that. The Temperance card. Look at that. The Temperance card. Oh, these are the Wild Reflections Tarot deck. But look. The Temperance card again. I'm going to show you. Fool, starting a new beginning. You know, the fox is there. In the traditional Fool card, there's a white dog that symbolizes like purity and loyalty, right? The innocence. But here it's like you're more experienced, you know more, you're able to discern, you're able to be stealthy. You know, I was reading about the fox earlier today. I was looking at my Lenormand deck and then I was like, let me look into fox energy spirit, you know? That's amazing, right? That the Fool and the Temperance card is showing up. So the fox is someone who, a fox energy is someone who is stealthy, strategic, who can be cunning and sneaky. You know, but like I said, you're taking the experience, you know what to look out for, but also you know how to maneuver and handle certain situations because of the past experience. Yes, clever like a fox. Exactly. You know, foxes are very clever creatures, but this is also you following your intuition with the amethyst stones in her hand. But with the Eight of Pentacles, it's like focusing on what you value, focusing on where you want to see growth. And walking away from anything that is no longer emotionally fulfilling to you. And I like how someone says, when you're walking away from the Eight of Cups, you're going towards your Two of Cups. You know, and you're also walking away from lack mindset, insecurity, instability, feeling unworthy or not deserving, feeling left out in the cold, possibly even feeling abandoned. You know, moving away from those types of feelings and mindsets. Freeing yourself from that, nurturing yourself, caring for yourself, going towards where your ultimate happiness lies. And like I said, you're walking away from the Eight of Cups, sadness, disappointment, grief, unfulfillment, you know, maybe a relationship or a life that has been unfulfilling in some way. But then learning how to ground yourself, reconcile the shadow and light aspects of yourself, your emotions, alchemizing, using that energy, putting it towards what you value most rather than letting it waste away. Even putting your energy towards something that doesn't work for you, leading you to feel like you're in the Five of Pentacles, where you are in lack, where you've probably overgiven, and then you end up at a deficit. But then I see the Nine of Cups here is about going towards wish fulfillment. Like when you see the Fool was at the bottom, and then when I split the deck, the Nine of Cups was there. So this is like going towards whatever your wish fulfillment is and moving away from what hasn't been fulfilling. And underneath that is the Wheel of Fortune, things changing for the better, things improving, your luck changing. Going with the flow. Going with the flow. It makes me think about that song from the band. I keep talking about this band, Nothing More, because I want to go see them and I'm stopping myself from seeing them. And I think I should go see them. I think this is my sign to see them. It makes me think of the song, please, please let me away. Carry me away. Away from yesterday. Come what may. Is down by the river or something like that. Again, the river, some shit. It's a river song. This is just reminding me to go with the flow, come what may. Letting go of your attachment to a specific outcome, because sometimes we hold on to things that we think is like a end all be all, but then it's like it will be the end of us. It will be the death of us, instead of being what fulfills us emotionally and mentally, and even fulfills our life purpose. But the Emperor is like taking control, authority of your life, becoming the boss, but not in a controlling way, but it's understanding the power that you have within you. Yes. Yeah, I want to go, but the concerts and like it's gonna be a journey. It involves air travel. That's why I'm like, I could, money always comes back. Money always comes back. Money always comes back, and that's something that everyone should believe. Like if you put your money towards something, you have to have the faith that it will come back to you. If you're in that this type of mindset, like, oh my God, I have to pay bills. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna have money. If you're like that, yeah, you're not gonna have money. You always got to think that you attract money. Money is attracted to you. You can't help but attract money. I know it's a little woo-woo, but the thing is, it's like, if you focus more so on the positive, then that's all you see and that's all you experience. But if you're constantly thinking about the negative, always thinking about what can go wrong, then guess what, honey? That's all you're going to see. That's all you're going to experience, because that's where you place your focus on. And that could be too, like, stop focusing on sadness and disappointment and unfulfillment, and focus on where you can see growth, where you can put your energy towards something that will actually grow. Steady, consistent, dependable, grounded, disciplined efforts, I like this. See? And then the King of Swords is like being discerning and knowing what to cut off. Also being honest with yourself, not letting like whatever obstacles you face in the past dictate the truth, dictate anything about yourself. All those mountains that are behind the King of Swords are mountains that he overcame. Those are the mountains that you have also overcome. And it makes me think of that Skeletor. Look at that, overcome. The Nine of, because there's a part of you, and there's that part of you that doesn't want to give up, with the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a wounded warrior, the person that doesn't give up. They may be tired, they may be hungry, probably need to use the bathroom, maybe need a nice warm shower, but it's like, but once they get that time, that respite, then they go back in. They don't give up. It's about perseverance. And that's what this is persevering over those obstacles that you face, whether they're from a relationship or anything else in your life, and and see, there's mountains here too, like they say, you can either go over a mountain or around the mountain, if you have dynamite, maybe you could go through the mountain, I like this. This is really good. I feel like it's like a reminder for you to not forget that the power that you have. Sometimes we could give our power away just by the way where we place our faith. I don't know if you can hear that. But it's like you have to remember, you are the boss of your life. You and the universe, you and God, you and whatever deity you worship or you pray to are working together, Continue to have that faith in yourself and faith that things will work out for you. even if they haven't been looking that way so far. Because things happen with divine timing. And divine timing, I know it's like but for me, divine timing is like the right place, right time. You know, when it's meant to, when everything is aligned. Like you've done everything that you could, and it's just a matter of being patient and then allowing things to come into fruition, but not trying to control, like try to control an outcome or even being attached to a specific outcome, especially if it's not meant for you. So yeah, this is supposed to be the next 7 days reading, but it got kind of deep. You know, this could be something that may be initiating. You may be in the process of this. This could be confirmation for you that things can improve. It's just a matter of a shift in mindset that's needed. I like this. The independent energy is also like the emperor energy too. You know, it's like, it says free lead initiative. You take the lead in your own life. You're the person, your actions are your choice. Okay. I like that I took this deck out. I mean, sometimes I read the cards like that. I split the deck and then I see like what's underneath. So I'm a weird reader that way. Okay, let me see what else. I wonder if you want advice cards. Ooh, I like the power of surrender cards. Might be good. Something you might need to release this week. Something you need to surrender or something you need to surrender to. Okay, what does the collective need to know? What advice, guidance does the collective need to know for this week, for the next 7 days, whenever they happen to see this reading? I like that though. The 9 of Cups came out with it's like whatever you've been hoping, wishing for, it's possible, you know. Hi, Alpha. How are you? Power surrender cards. Yeah. I didn't stream yesterday because I just wanted to be lazy, not do anything, not even be online. I didn't want to. But I'm glad you're here. I'm good, thank you. Okay. The power surrender. Oh my gosh. For 8th house Saturn, because 8th house is ruled by Scorpio, right? And that's about transformation, death, rebirth. Oh my gosh, I think this is for you. Death, rebirth, money, the taboo. I think they say Saturn is the karma planet. So there may be certain lessons that you probably having to go through that's supposed to help you to transform your life. I like this because it says surrender procrastination. Now is the time to jump on a goal instead of putting it off. Taking action will attract success. And I was talking about earlier the side hustle card, you know. The side hustle, multiple incomes, extra earnings, financial security, always on my grind. You know, so if there's something that you've been considering doing that is a side hustle that can be considered a side hustle, it could even be a hobby that you can monetize and that you've been thinking about doing, you know, and you somehow have been stopping yourself for some reason or another. This is a time to reconsider that, you know. If it's something that you've been procrastinating, you're being asked to, you know, stop procrastinating. Like take that leap of faith, you know. This one, thank you. Okay. Oh, the other card is surrender to prayer. I think this is for you, Naima. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe, and answers and support will arrive. I feel like this is for you, Naima. It's trusting that everything will work out. It's about having faith. Oh my God, Scorpio moon in the 12th house? Jesus. I'm still new to astrology, but Lord. But the thing is about like I like watching readings because I like to see how readers read the cards, because sometimes they read the cards in a different way and I'm like, oh, that's a nice way of reading it and I like it and it makes sense to me. So I try to adapt that into how I read. But also I look at how readers, just how they read the cards, how they relay the message. That would be the best way to put it. You know, like one of the best readers that I like is Kate's Regretless Life and Baba Jolie. But I like Kate's Regretless Life because she doesn't say you or them. She kind of detaches it. She creates a story that it's like basically a short story that is being played out through the cards. And I love that because it's not saying, oh, you have to heal that and they have to fix that or whatever. It's just like the divine masculine is going through this and the divine feminine is experiencing that type of thing. I like that detachment because sometimes I worry that I'm saying something and I'm projecting it onto you. Like I want it to happen to you. And I'm like, no, I don't want to say you. I don't want to say you, you know? But yeah, that's my spiel right now. Oh, but yeah, so I can understand, like, I like watching readings. Like sometimes I can read for myself, but sometimes I just like hearing confirmation from someone else, the way I know other viewers do from their readers. Okay, I don't know if there's anything else I could add to this. I don't think there is anything else. I think I'm pretty much finished with this reading. I liked it, you know. I hope if anybody who watches the replay likes it too. Oh. Oh, yeah. Once I hear the reading is going to be bad, I'm like, good deuces, this is not for me. I don't resonate with this. Sometimes when you watch a reading and it's not like, you don't like what it's saying, you'll be like, the message does not resonate with me. It does not resonate with me. Because the thing is, like, sometimes we can listen to readings and then we somehow absorb it. That's why the readers always have to say these readings may not resonate with everybody, you know, only because it's true, because there may be somebody going through some shitty shit and that we're not experiencing. And I mean, like, sometimes we listen to the drama. I don't watch TV. I watch a lot of YouTube. So when I like certain readers, they just read drama stuff and I'm like, I'm like, where like, how can people experience this stuff? Like me, I feel like I'm so sheltered or something. Oh, for real? Thank you for the confirmation. And that was from the Power Surrender cards. And I don't use those cards enough. But I felt drawn to them. So I'm glad the message resonates. Surrender procrastination. That's a message for me too. Because today I wanted to work out, right? But then I was like, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like working out. And then I had to like gaslight myself. I had to say, oh, you know, imagine there's somebody putting something out there to you and they don't want you to work out. They don't want you to get tight, your body tight. They want you to stay the way you are. Like, they don't want you to change. They don't want you to glow up. Just imagine that. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to Like me as a Scorpio, well, they say Scorpios are like this. It's like, you don't want me to do something, I'm gonna go and do it. So I had to gaslight myself into thinking somebody like put a curse on me to not like to for me to say I'm gonna do something, but then it's like I don't do it. I don't follow through. So so I actually did work out today. Had to do a little bit of mental manipulation on myself. Like, oh, someone doesn't want me to lose weight. Someone doesn't want me to lift my butt higher. Get a bigger butt. Flatter stomach. Wow. Like, I'm pretty much finished with this read, so I don't know if anybody wants to chat with me before I go. Like, how is the weather wherever you are? Because like I mentioned earlier, in New York, we're having a snowstorm. And yeah, it's really nice. I mean, it's nice because I'm not outside, but it's not nice for my friend who has to work overtime to shovel snow. Sorry. Oh, okay, in Pennsylvania. Oh, so we're neighbors. Oh, I'm going to share this message too. Surrender to your soul's path. Your life's journey has been perfectly designed for your soul's growth. Embrace every lesson and every moment. And I was talking about like sometimes we meet people or experience things and it's supposed to teach us something. And it's like through that experience that helps what's the word I want to say? It directs us towards our life purpose. Like I experienced something that made me turn into spirituality. And if I never experienced that, I wouldn't be here right now reading tarot cards, reading oracle cards, or even healing myself, you know, healing my relationship with my family, even my relationship with myself, my relationship with people in general, because I don't trust people. I don't, you know, from personal experience, I've learned, and this is something I'm trying to unteach myself, is that the people who were supposed to love me were the people who hurt me the most, you know? So it's like they could be actual genuine good people that want to come towards me, but then I put my guard up because I'm like, oh, you're going to be another person that says they love me and then ends up hurting me, you know? So I don't, like, I understand why it's difficult to trust. And that's just from my childhood experience and even my experience as an adult. Not so much as an adult. I mean, like I made stupid mistakes, but it was more so I didn't trust myself. I didn't trust my intuition. I didn't trust my gut. Could have saved myself a lot of grief if I did that. Hi, Lavanya. How are you doing? Ooh. Oh, that's so funny because didn't I look at the bottom of this deck? Maybe I shuffled the cards. Okay, that's weird. All right. I'm not going to touch that. Oh, I'm not doing any readings. I'm finished. I'm finished reading. I'm putting my cards away. I don't really like to do personal readings on a Sunday because I'm like, I was even supposed to go on today. But I was like, let me go on and just do a week ahead reading. So if you want, Lavanya, you could go back to the beginning of the live. And I did a couple of readings. I did like three or four readings in this one video. but they weren't personal. They were for the collective. So maybe there's a message that may resonate with you. I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you, Naima. Stay safe and stay warm too. And have a good evening. Good rest of your evening. This back. Ooh. So I'm pretty much finished with this live. If anybody wants to chat, we can chat. I'm not answering any personal questions. Let me put this away. Bye. So if no one else wants to chat or anything, then I think I'm going to end the live now. I hope everyone has a good evening, good rest of your day, wherever you are, and you stay safe and warm. Here in New York, it's cold and snowy. So, all right. So everyone take care. Bye, everyone. Oh, and thank you so much for joining me. Take care.